friends, look over here at the screen. Are you ready? All right, then let's get set and go. Last week, we learned that God had sent Adam and Eve out of the perfect garden he made for them. Even though Adam and Eve had sinned, God still loved them as much as he ever did. Soon, he blessed them with a baby. That's right, this is the first baby ever born on earth. Adam and Eve named their first baby Cain. It wasn't long until they had another baby. They named this baby Abel. They had more children after Cain and Abel, but our story today is just going to focus on Cain and Abel. When Cain got older, he became a farmer. He grew things from the ground. Well, when Abel grew up, he became a shepherd, which means he took care of the sheep. One day, Cain and Abel brought their gifts to God to thank him for all of the good things he had done for them. The Bible calls these gifts offerings. Cain brought some food from the ground, and Abel brought the best part of his best sheep. In Genesis chapter 4, verse 4, it says, Abel brought the firstborn of his flock and of their fat, and the Lord respected Abel and his offering. God was happy with Abel's gift because he saw that Abel had given him his first lamb without even knowing if there was going to be a second or third lamb. God knew that Cain didn't want to bring God the first of his crop. He had brought God his leftovers. His heart was not in the right place. He wasn't thinking about giving God all that he could. God was not happy with Cain's gift of leftovers. I want you to imagine this. You wake up one morning and your mom fixes you last night's dinner for breakfast. Gross. Who wants noodles for breakfast? Then imagine this. It's lunchtime. So I'm really excited because I've been waiting all morning for this. I open up my lunchbox and what is it? Noodles again? Ugh. Now imagine this. Finally, it's dinner time. You had leftover noodles for breakfast and for lunch, and you're really excited to see what your mom cooked you for dinner. But what is it? Are you kidding me? Leftover noodles again? I don't think you would appreciate that very much, would you? Well, God, he doesn't want our leftovers. He wants our best, our first, like the first time you cooked the noodles. Just like Abel gave God his best, God wants us to give him our best. I know this whole concept seems kind of different, and it's definitely not how we do things today. Today we give things like money, but crops and livestock, they were what they had to give back then. There wasn't a Publix or a Walmart nearby. They're planting and growing their own food now because they're not in the Garden of Eden anymore. There was no money invented yet, so they're giving offerings to God of something that is very, very important to them: food. This story teaches us that God wants us to give him our best. He doesn't want our leftovers. Let's say today's bottom line: give God your best, all together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Give God your best. God wants us to put him first in our lives, like Abel did. Since we're not giving sheep to God, how are we supposed to do this? How can we show that God is first in our lives? Well, one of the ways we can do it is to tithe. That's giving money. Your tithe is giving God 10% of the money that you've earned. So if you do yard work for the neighbor and they pay you $10, you should give God $1. Another way to give God your first is through prayer and fasting. As a church, in January, we set time aside the very first of the year to spend with God. Lastly, our morning devotions are a great way to start off your day and give God the first part of your day. Of course, there are many more ways you can put God first and give him your best. Let's all say today's bottom line. Give God your best. All together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3.